Saturday afternoon, and I had a little bit of advice, both from Jonas Kaiser and, of course, the wonderful John Peter Oman. And it made me rethink a couple of things, not least of which was I've been experimenting with 3 razors with coticle edges. Not having the greatest luck with 2 of them. Now, Jonas said, whatever you do, don't do too many rotary strokes or it'll ruin your edge. And he was kind enough to show me a couple of pictures which weren't dissimilar from mine. The edges weren't great. So what I've done is I've actually taken the 2 razors I wasn't that happy with, which are both very high grade razors, they're Dorkos, but I wasn't desperately impressed. And with one, I've done what JPO, John Peter Oman, has told me, which is to try putting a surgical black Arkansas edge on it. So it's had its attempted coticle edge, which was not that special. However, by putting on 100 laps oil with the black Arkansas, it's got a fearsome edge now. You've only got to breathe near it, a little HHT, on both lengths of a hair very effectively. So I'm assuming that one will have a, not really now a coticle edge, but a modified coticle edge with very, very much more polished. Oh, the other thing is, of course, on its coticle edge, as soon as I came off the stone, it wouldn't hanging hair test. Whereas when it came off the black Arkansas, for a little while, it just at the nose, it was actually HHTing the hanging hair test. The other experiment is with the smaller Dorko, and that one I haven't done very much to. All I've done is I've given it a much harder stropping, and perhaps some of you guys might help me out here. I'm used to doing my stropping on a Kaneyama canvas strop, and then onto the Kaneyama leather. It's normal. But I thought I'd try for a change to use the reverse side, which they always give you with a top end Kaneyama, the buff leather, which is more like a suede. Makes a very strange noise, it sings. But anyway, I'm hoping that might have made some difference. So I'm going to try the big one first. And I say that the big Dorko is now on a black Arkansas edge. And this one wasn't that good on just my way of putting on a coticle, which is probably not very good. Anyway, let's pull the old skin tight just there. Pretty good. Yeah, that's good. There's something about this Dorko. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of steel, and it's quite large. Oh, by the way, it does take off quite a lot of stuff, so I'm not complaining. Oh, that was me chucking the lid. Knocking the lid of the Cella. The reason I'm using the Cella again, apart from the fact I like it and it's a very kind lather, the reason I'm using it is to keep consistency on these tests, because that's what I do, they're Martin's shave tests. Anyway, I'm just going to put a couple more strokes across my mush with this fella. Yeah, it's good. Isn't it strange how one side of the face always seems to benefit more than another? But that is a gorgeous edge. Yeah. So, JPO, John Peter Oman, thank you for that. Normally I wouldn't bother using a black arc and so they are quite a lot of work. You know, 100 laps on an oiled black arc by hand. So it's 200 strokes basically, but 100 laps. Anyway, let's now try this little devil. This is the little 5/8, little 5/8, which was on as near as I could do it, was on a pure coticle, but it didn't seem to give me a lot of joy. So now all I've done, I haven't changed the edge. All I've done is I've stropped it harder. Perhaps that's what it needed, who knows? Yeah, it is good. It was very slightly tuggy before, and now it's not. No. Nasty little things, 5/8, but what the hell. Very critical eye angle. Nice and low. Almost very low. Well, I don't think there's going to be any massive breakthroughs here. I would say they're both very good. This is a little unfair, isn't it? Because a 5/8 and the other one damn near an 8/8. They're both deeply hollow ground. Yeah. All I can say is it saved two razors that were in question, but now they're not. I'm going to go back to this. So let's go for a finish off first pass and a against the green second pass for this bad boy. This is much more the size that I appreciate. However, size isn't everything, as the actress said to the bishop. Let's see. Yeah, do the usual. Get the lather on your fingers and you're going to cut yourself. So now, lather free. And against the grain. Yeah. That's pretty good. It's about the same. It's certainly no better than the Puma I've been using. The Puma is actually better. Can't be old steel. This is not that old. It's 1970s probably. It's a late production Dorko. I'm going to go back to the little one. Let's try the little fella. This one is on the my attempted coticle edge. It's fiddly, but it's gentle. Well. I'm not being converted to using 5/8. That's never going to happen. But I can when I want to. Let's see. No, that's gentle. So there you have it. The only thing that was wrong wasn't the fact that I had put it onto a coticle edge, which I'm not very familiar with. No, I hadn't stropped it afterwards sufficiently. Normally, I don't like stropping that much on a new edge if it's a high grit. But this is quite good actually. Yeah. No complaints. Still a little bit fiddly, but no, it's good edge. Yep, let's trim the moustache. And the most difficult part is the corner of your mouth. For any who are just starting straight razor shaving, your first stroke should always be with the grain of the hair down the side of your cheek. Don't bother getting into moustache passes and against the grain until you've got a little bit of practice. Once you do, it comes very easily, as it does changing from your left hand to your right hand. It's easier than you think, actually. Main thing is, always take your time. Do not rush. And it'll take a few little minor digs. Just tiny ones, that's all. Your first 25 shaves will break you in. You'll either say, "Ooh, I don't like it," or you'll say, "Oh, I do like it." Anyway, back to my shave. So this is the coticle edge. Which looks as rough under the microscope as a bear's backside, but nevertheless, it's very smooth and shaving well. Microscopes are a great help, but they need interpreting, and that's the skill. The scratches on this edge are fairly profound and evident. The only thing I would say is the actual length of the edge isn't ragged now. It's pretty good. Yes, this little beast is chewing nicely, isn't it? Yep. Yeah. Do I prefer coticle over a high grit synthetic? Nah, not really. The high grit synthetic is so sharp. But this is more comfortable. So yeah. But cotties are a strange creature. Rumour has it, if you use them in the wrong manner, they do more harm than good. Whereas synthetic is very reliable. That's a nice noise, I like that. I'm struggling now to find anywhere that needs really much cutting. Nope. No hairs there. A little bit on the neck. Always do the Jacks. Hi Jacks. Always do the dapper shaves. Do keep your brush nice and wet. If it starts, as this one was, if this starts drying out, it's a horrible feeling. But I'm no expert when it comes to lathering or scents. Anyway, I'm going to keep this one brief. I'm very pleased. So thanks to the advice. We all need advice. Me more than most. Especially when you're going into a new field like coticles. So, Jonas Kaiser, thank you for the let's not rip the edge to pieces by doing too many rotary strokes. John, thank you so much for letting me go and try a black Arkansas, surgical black Arkansas edge on my little coticle. And the result is extremely happy. But today, just to be perverse, going against my normal whim, this little pure 5/8 Dorko on a coticle edge, much stropped. Seems to be working very nicely. So there you have it, chaps. Yeah, a delicate little razor. Very good steel. This is an earlier Dorko, not much earlier. I'm guessing probably 1950s. It was boasting, it says on its little gold panel, Dorko Superior. Whatever. Oh, this is a very good shave. Perhaps I've redeemed myself in the field of coticles. Maybe the first shave I did with my beautiful Puma wasn't just luck after all. But I would say stropping is a key, and I'm still debating, perhaps someone else can help me here, whether the buff side is any good. Now here is 2 seconds. If I can strip it off the wall. There is my absolutely glorious Kaneyama, and there on the back is the buff leather. And the reason I didn't use it much is it actually makes a lot of noise, which I wouldn't have thought was a wonderful idea. But my absolute piece de resistance, get it off, has always been and always will be my treated Kaneyama canvas. I say treated, I beat the living crap out of it, and then I washed it with a it was a softener, a clothing softener, as they recommended in one of the great Japanese books on how to treat your Kaneyama. And I must admit, it's as soft as anything. Maybe that's too soft, if you can have such a thing. Anyway, chaps, I won't waste any of your Saturday any longer if you're watching this. So that was the 3 attempts at a coticle edge. First one was still extremely successful, but of course it was on a 6/8 Dorko high class, and the Dorko pretty good steel. The second attempt wasn't particularly good. I think due to me not stropping hard enough or long enough, because the edge, the coticle edge, isn't the smoothest. It isn't usually mirror bright by any means. So I think that needs a lot more diligent stropping. And this test has been very, very happy because I put a lovely surgical black Arkansas edge on the big Dorko, which is still underlying. It's still I suppose it's, can you still call it a coticle edge? Probably not. Anyway, that had 100 laps on a black surgical coticle and some pretty heavy, beefy stropping. And it's a fiercely HHTable edge. But the little Dorko, which has still basically got the same attempted coticle edge on it, now being heavily stropped, has performed admirably. So, for my limited knowledge, I would say if you're going to put a coticle edge on a razor, be prepared to give it a little bit more attention, perhaps when it comes to stropping. Anyway, that's it, chaps. That feels absolutely bloody great. You cannot beat the feel of a good shave, and there's nothing shaves as well as a good straight razor. That's baby bum smooth. Chaps, thank you. If you enjoyed it, tell your friends, and please give a like. And to any new subscribers, I hope this is worthwhile. I shall do more very soon. Bye for now.